want to tell you a little something about Destiny 2, but before we get into this, I want to make something abundantly clear because grifters like to change and mess up and switch my words around. So let's just make something clear here. When I talk about gamers and players and streamers and such, I'm not talking about everybody. That's making generalized statements, and I do my best to avoid generalized statements. I'm talking about the toxic dipshits that don't realize how toxic they're being and that said toxicity is fucking things up. Okay, so if you're watching this video and you're thinking, yeah, that tracks, congratulations, you're not toxic. But if you're watching this or other videos and thinking that I'm talking about you directly, you might be toxic. You should look into that. Speaking of toxicity, Destiny 2 is going sunset. And yeah, Destiny 2 players are partially responsible for that. Okay, let me tell you something. I was a Destiny 2 player. I really loved Destiny 2, playing it with my friends and such, and it was really awesome, it was cool, and it was amazing. The storyline is actually really engrossing. You may not like me saying this, but I legit love Destiny 2. The very last time I played it was about, what, 4 or 5 years ago? And even then, I had to stop playing it. Not because of the storyline, not because of expansions, had nothing to do with the game itself, it had to do with the players. You either had people jumping in with me on raids who were toxic as shit and totally threw the raids. Yeah, throwing in raids is a thing. Or you had people who were just upset that they were like, you didn't give us this, and this doesn't work, and that doesn't work. It doesn't feel like that, so we're not going to play it. There are people who just really hate the game for all kinds of trivial reasons. And then, of course, there's some who are into the idea of, let's not use our wallets. We will vote with our wallets, which is not how voting works. We will decide things with our wallets, which only works in the real world. Not so much with video games. And even then, it only lasts a few months, as I have seen. And this isn't something new. The idea of withholding funds from somebody or something to get them to change their minds, it does not work as well as we'd like it to. It just doesn't. The situation with Target, well, it worked on that for a little bit. People still go, the company's still going, and it's like, I don't know what we're going to do next. I don't know what's going on. We're stuck in that position. But when it comes to video games and such, it really does not work. It's right up there with review bombing. It's just people venting anger over something that they either don't understand or just don't like. And even then, that doesn't work. All these different tactics and stratagems to force developers and to force publishers into giving you something in a game that may or may not work for that game does not work as well as it should. There have been times where it does work, and there are times where it doesn't. It worked with the Sonic movie, but then again, that was a valid reason. Did you not see how Sonic looked in the original iteration? Holy shit. It's only when things are actually terrible and things are actually at their worst does this actually work. With everything else, it's pretty much lines of some people like one thing, other people don't like that other thing, and it's just a mesh between the two. There's no such thing as a perfect game, and there never will be such a thing because it was made by people who are not perfect. We are imperfect. So not everything is going to be a slam dunk. Not every game is going to be great. Not every game is going to be perfect. Not every game needs to be. And like I said in my last video, games just need to be fun. Destiny 2 players kind of sucked all the fun out of that. You know, you had people who were upset that they could not kick ass and take names in Conclave. And that they were being beaten by people who could kick ass and take names in Conclave. You know? Or the Crucible. It's been a while since I played. You know, it's been a very long time. So if I get some terminologies wrong, please forgive me. But god damn. The reason why I stopped playing is because of toxic players in Destiny 2. I stopped playing it because of D2 players. They complained about just about everything. And when it came to the point where they were lobbing threats at people, just thinking about it, the Call of Duty community, which is toxic in its own way, is actually a lot less toxic in comparison to Destiny 2 players. Talking WoW here. Holy shit. But yet, for some strange, inexplicable reason, we're now review bombing Marathon. And you have people who are like, if we support Marathon, we'll get Destiny 3, despite the fact that Bungie said, we're not doing Destiny 3. The company is in dire straits. People really weren't supporting Destiny 2 as they should. even though the developers were continuing to support the game, and they were giving us more DLC, and they were doing their best to make the game as amazing and as vibrant as they could, Sony, the other half of this equation, said, "You're not meeting our profit margins, so we're sunsetting you." Which completely blindsided the devs, because the devs were like, "What the fuck?" And so now they have to shut down the game. They have to kill the live service. The good news is that they're making the game so it is still playable even when the live service ends. That's fantastic. But it sucks that we got to that point. Destiny 2, for those of you who are not paying attention, has been around for 12 consecutive years. Not months, not days, years. That's a really long time for a live service game to be going. And you have to commend that. I commend the developers for letting the game go as long as they did with live service. It was really, truly a genuinely good thing, and they did a really good job with it, as best as they could. But because of all that toxicity, and because Sony is all about the money, we're losing Destiny 2 in that aspect. The game is really fun, and you have players and companies that made it not so. Can't just blame Sony for all of this. And you definitely gotta stop with the review bombing. Review bombing doesn't do anything. People don't pay attention to that shit. Oh, you're angry about something in the game, so you're review bombing it. Oh no, it doesn't do anything. You know, YouTube is free. Just make a video. But review bombing just doesn't do anything. We don't really give a shit anymore. It worked then, it does not work now. So, just, yeah. The only good thing that comes out of this is that maybe, just maybe, I can finally go back to Destiny 2. Because there's no more toxic players in it. Fuck.